everybody? It's your boy Anonymous, the author, aka Anonymous Rap Guy, and I am back with another reaction video. Today we have Run the Jewels Just featuring Pharrell Williams and Zack de la Rocha, aka Mr. Rage Against the Machine. I'm gonna say Mr. Rage Against the Machine. Obviously there were other acts, but that's who I think of most when I think about Rage Against the Machine. I'm really actually looking forward to this song. Zack de la Rocha was also on the other Run the Jewels song, Close Your Eyes and Count to Cluck. Obviously, that's not the word, but that's what I'm going to say here. I mean, they're just dope acts. Pharrell Williams always has, a memorable song. I won't say lyrically it's that dense, but NERD was one of my favorite rock groups. That was one of the original groups that got me actually into other music. I used to just be into like rap and hip hop, but that really like branched me out because I was a fan of NERD's sound. I was a fan of what they were talking about. This was back in the 90s, and it just was like, man, this is really interesting. This is really dope. And that really broadened my horizons. Run the Jewels in general is just dope as hell. Pharrell Williams is a fantastic producer. I mean, I don't even know how people argue that anymore. Like, he's just a fantastic producer. Everything he's done with Jay-Z, everything he's done for a solo act, everything he's done with clips. I mean, just in general, like Pharrell Williams is just dope. When you see him, you know that the beat's gonna be banging. You know, if nothing else, the hook's gonna be crazy. Especially pairing with Zack de la Rocha and Run the Jewels. I'm very interested in seeing how this pairing goes, man. This was just completely out of left field. Zack de la Rocha is fine, but Pharrell Williams, I'm like, what? Can I hear that again, man? So I know this is gonna be a crazy song. They did just release this song. They did just release the entire album for free, so that's dope on their part. Especially because Killer Mike has been everywhere. Killer Mike is super political, man. He's been super open and honest with his views. He is a libertarian. He's never claimed to be left or right. He just always confessed to be a libertarian. He's always thought and spoke about how he thinks voting and getting out there and letting your political voice be heard is the best way to go about it. I do agree with that, man. I won't say, sometimes a little anarchy is needed. Y'all know I'm Anarchy Anonymous, man. I'm definitely for the unruliness sometimes. But in this situation, I do think that it is best to go about, that's all you can really do. The game that we're stuck playing, man, you have to let your political voice be heard, especially in this day and age where everything's being recorded, everything's being monitored, everything is on social media, and most of these companies, places, establishments, if it's not trending on Twitter, they don't really care about it, which is crazy to me, but that's the world we live in, man. The day and age of getting out there and just speaking is over with. You've got to let it be heard on social media, which it is what it is, man. Y'all know I don't let all my voices and views be heard on social media, but that's neither here nor there. I just think a lot of stuff should be kept private, man. How you feel about certain stuff doesn't have to always be in the public eye. It doesn't have to always be shared and commented on. Now, if that is what you do, if you are in the social light, if you are a celebrity, it's like, oh yeah, absolutely, we want to hear what you have to say, so we know what aisle you follow on. So if I support you with my money, my dollars, I know what I'm supporting you for. I'm not just supporting your artistry, but I'm supporting who you are as a person. But it is what it is, man. I feel like you should do whatever makes you happy. That's at the end of the day, that's just where we are as a country, as a nation right now. Do whatever makes you feel the happiest, and then let the fallout be the fallout. If you feel like you want to speak on the issue, definitely speak on the issue. If you feel like you don't, then don't. If you want to protest, protest. If you want to get out there and be surrounded by other people with like minds, like thoughts, like ideas, that is entirely your right. And if you feel like, hey, I just want to be stuck in my basement and, writing poems and writing, these manifestos or writing whatever I want to write, and I don't want to be bothered with people, hey, that's what it is. But, you can't expect for those same people to support you in other things that you do if you won't support them in what they do. So, I'm getting really preachy, man. Let's just jump right into this song. Shout out to Killer Mike. Shout out to LP, Jamie. Just dopeness all around, man. I'm ready to jump into the song. Lego.
Mastered economics, cause you took yourself from squalor. Mastered academics, cause your grace said you were scholar.
Hey.
Mastered Instagram, cause you can instigate a follow.
Hey.
Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar. Get it? Yeah. Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar.
Hey.
Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar.
Hey.
Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar. Get it? Yeah. Look at all these slave masters. Hey. Been in time, I'm on mine, I be minding mine. Make money every time, on my grind, I'm just trying to shine.
Hey.
Make $1, government, they want a dozen dimes.
Hey.
The petty kind might kill you cause they see it shine. Straight strap. I done had to have a talk with myself plenty times.
Hey.
Now I a hypocrite cause I know I did plenty. Yes, I'm here. I get broke too many times. I might slang some dimes. You believe corporations running marijuana food. And your country being ran by a casino owner. Ooh, pedophile sponsor all these fucking racist bastards.
Hey.
And I told you once before that you should kill your master. Now that's the line that's probably gonna get my ass up assassin.
Master of these politics, you swear that you got options. Master of opinion, cause you vote with the white collar.
Hey.
The 13th Amendment says that slavery's abolished. Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar. Get it?
Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar. Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar. Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar. Look at all these slave masters.
Man, you better thug out. Get the bag and the bug out. Try to run home, you might run your luck out. Just when your base is loaded, they'll roll a grenade in the dugout. Earth folk, not a mellow bunch. We got our thumbs in the air like hella bust. Look at who we done blessed with our trust. I don't think we'll be left with too much. Hand on my heart, on my mind, on my drugs. Got a butter gut punch for your Atlas shrug. Love or not love, it's just that dumb. Lord, sweet Buddha, please make me numb. Rain pounds off walls like a city in Roomba. Just found out it's created stupid. Lit by the supermoon or two lucid. Plus got shrooms in the blood, I'm fuming. BP, Richie, this is New York City. The X on the map with a pain keep in it. Just us stuck here shitting. A murderous choco cop still burning a living. Funny how some say money don't matter. That's rich now, in it. Get it? Comedy. Try to sell packets, supposed to get food, get killed. It's not an anomaly. Hey, it's just
Master
money.
in economics, cause you took yourself from squalor.
Hey.
Master academics, cause your grace and you a scholar.
Hey.
Master in Instagram, cause you can instigate a follow. Look at all these slave masters. Let it sink in.
2020 on the map, raw one cut in my hourglass. Don't watch it spill to the bottom half. You see the piece now running fast on the tarmac in a starter jack. C4 when I run it back like a track star on a fucking lap. Nah, like when it's steel catch. Clean look, port pugilist. A shooter's view is a brutal flick. Too rude for you rudiments. Who convinced you can move against the crew in this? Coming up through the fence. Offshore at a Port-au-Prince. Overjoyed at the fingerprints on the hearts of the gate in the world of residence. We be the peace when the beast gonna reach for the worst. Tear on the flesh of the earth. Stay set from a deafening, reckoning, quick like the pace of a verse. So I'm questioning this quest for things is a recipe for early death threatening. But the breath of me is weaponry for you is just money.
All right then. Just as hot as I thought it was gonna be, man. The beat was crazy. What they were talking about was crazy. Yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is, man. Run the Jewels is always dope, always deep. Y'all know in my music, personally, I'm always talking about something. I know a lot of the stuff that I talk about is a little crazy, but it is what it is, man. I've always spoke my mind. I've always spoke my truth. I've always said what I wanted to say, and I know a lot of people won't agree with it, and I know a lot of people hate it. So it is what it is. I'm not expecting anything else. I can voice my opinions. Y'all can voice y'all opinions. And if we don't agree, we don't agree. If we do, if we can come to some kind of understanding, that's great. We can talk about it. But if not, I mean, I'm still going to feel the way I'm going to feel. I still see what I see. I still go through what I go through. And no matter what you say, you can't discount my experiences or anyone that looks like me experiences. So in that vein, I want to say shout out Run the Jewels, man. Shout out Killer Mike for definitely feeling like regardless of who you are, regardless of what you're going through, you can always say, hey man, I'm always gonna want peace, I'm always gonna want love, I'm always gonna want people to vote, I'm always gonna want people to get out there and do what they can to let their voice be heard. As long as nobody's killing nobody else, do what you gotta do to make sure that your feelings, your frustrations are seen and heard. So in that vein, I want to say shout out to all the protesters that are out there, keeping it peaceful, not hurting nobody, not destroying nobody, not tearing down businesses that people in their community have helped build. But also in that vein, I want to say these corporations and these big businesses that really don't care. They'll just tweet out stuff and support, but really don't support in any other shape, form, or fashion than just to get some free publicity. Just know we are watching and we do see y'all. And yeah, I'll never be okay with big corporations. I said this in another video, big pharma, big companies, big business. I've never been okay with it. It's all about buying local. It's all about supporting local. It's all about local love. But like I said, that's for another day. That's for another video. Shout out Killer Mike. Shout out Zack, Rocha. Shout out Pharrell Williams. Man, And LP, yeah, Jamie LP has always, even in his previous stuff, he's always been on the political side. I don't just want to make it seem like it's Killer Mike. In his music, he's always kept it super political. He's always been about free speech. He's always been about voicing your opinions. He has always been about F Big Brother. And as I said earlier, man, it's like with these companies and these corporations, if it's not trending on Twitter, if it don't get a couple of eyes on it, they don't care. That's all it is, man. It's like, so with the government, with the way that you have set up the game, how would you not expect it to come to this? I mean, for real. If it's not trending on Twitter, a lot of these companies won't care. If it's something that happens privately to a person, or if it's somebody that's just going through something that just lets it be known, if it doesn't start trending, they don't care. If it's local and it doesn't make its way to the newspaper, these companies, these corporations just suck up money. They don't care. So why would you expect me to care about these corporations when they get rioted and looted? I mean, why would you expect me to care? They have insurance. They have 1,000,001 things that they have to fall back on. But these local communities that are being devastated, being destroyed, these people that are getting killed and murdered, I mean, it don't faze them. As long as it don't make headline news, why would they care? So it is what it is, man. If you out there doing your thing, stay out there and do your thing. Stay anonymous. That's the purpose and the name of the game. Do what you got to do. Make sure your voice is heard. Make sure your opinions are heard. And do not ever let anybody take your voice, thoughts, or opinions away, man. I hope y'all staying up out there. I hope y'all staying yourself out there. I keep my prayers in my heart for y'all. Be safe. Catch you later.